Hi, this is Doug from digitalcurrencytraders.com, and today I've got a quick video I wanted to record after looking at the charts to see what's been going on after the Bitcoin no fork was announced. And here we see at 12 o'clock here, I think that was the specific time, that the no fork was announced, and the price of AMP immediately skyrocketed up. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. That must mean that people who were holding their Bitcoin, waiting for that fork to happen so that they could get more money, they immediately thought, well, I'm going to put my cash into the project I believe in the most. So without a thought, without a hesitation, they immediately put their money into this project. And I like that because I have a good investment into AMP that's actually gone down in value while I've been holding it here this last while. So Ardor, when I go to the next chart here, also took off and went up. And if my sound is working, let me know in the live chat that I am doing it. I see that there are people watching. So if sound is working and you can see everything and that's all going, let me know in that live chat. That would be awesome. Now, what I'm going to keep doing here is I don't have much time, so I wanted to record this for my own history so that I could look at it later and make some predictions and some analysis based on that. Thank you, Dest Flam. I'm glad you like the videos. So here we are. BCH, of course, is now taking off. That's no big surprise. Let's keep going on. BCN, no big move immediately at that moment. And here we are looking at BitCrystals. No surprise, no one's jumping in on that project like it's their biggest favorite. This surprised me. Bellacoin did not have an amazing immediate takeoff on this. There was some buys and it went up. But as I was going through the list, that started to look kind of pale in comparison. And as you'll see a little bit later, there is some surprising ones in here that made me stop what I was doing, create a new picture for the cover of this video, get it sent off to people so that they could watch as I'm doing it, because I saw something. I think there was insider trading, and you'll see which market it's in. So here, right at the time, a big skewer of buying. What is this? Bitcoin dark. Let's see what goes on after a while. Here, not much. It can't even stand out on Bitmark, but I'm not really surprised. It's not a. Here is BitShares. Immediately, people are buying this, and on steady buying too. Big swaths of buying going on. So if this were to retrace a bit and give me a bit of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, I could look at that, and I'll talk about that later, but I got to do this quickly. Burst. Not an amazing amount, but then steady going on after that. So Clam, okay, the charts tell it, all right? So I've got to respect this. It had an immediate surge right on the second. So that is pretty cool. And I'd have to, zoom out on a wider chart and get a better perspective on that. But right now, I want to focus on this one indicator, and later I'm going to go back and do some tying together what this indicator means with a longer term perspective. And my squirrels are coming for peanuts. Here's another one. Civic Coin, a big buy right at that minute. So every one of these, I'm going to go into my spreadsheet and mark a tick check beside the ones that really took off. Dash actually crashed for a second before taking off. I want to mark that down. I want to note that. This had no hesitation in decreed. It just absolutely poured buying in there right off the second. And it, again, in big waves, we can see these candles of, these are pre-pump patterns. Pardon the alliteration. But last January, February 2017, I made a video how to identify pre-pump patterns. And these are the patterns. The chart pattern like this, and then these green candles of buying. Digibyte, another one that had a big surge of buying. It's hard to say if Doge did, but it's gone up from 16 to 20. That is an amazing percentage gain. E equals MC squared, right on the chime. People turned right to the buying immediately. So that all has to be accounted for. I want to have this written down. What is this? Ethereum Classic took a dive and then a buy. So that would put like a warning sign on it for me, and it doesn't put it into the front of the list, rather. Ethereum, same thing, a spike down and then some surge of buying. Maybe people didn't realize what it would mean. I don't know. So Ethereum, and I would have to go and look at the Ethereum US dollar, Ethereum / Bitcoin, Ethereum's, and take a better look at that to know more, because you can. Expanse also had a sell down and then a bounce up. So all those three related coins. Now Factum also had a bit of a drop down here, but you can see it just a steady surge of buying, and just now it's really breaking out. And I'm certain just a short time ago, but just before this news came out and the chart was doing its thing here, I'm certain I was saying that Factum was going down further. But it's amazing how a piece of news and just a few hours can change the chart pattern entirely, which is one of the reasons I say don't follow anybody else's trading advice. Learn my method, and then you can use the method without me telling you. It's simple, it's clear, it's right there. And here is another one that really got a big buy right on the moment. It was getting weak all the way through the day, and then at the moment the buys came back in. Not really groundbreaking, but timing was good. Here, Flow, timing was good on this one. Game credits, now this one I really liked. The enthusiasm and the buying going on in this one. So I want to zoom back out and take a bigger perspective, but I'm short on time. Gas, right on the moment, really took off. Really great to see this chart pattern. And this one, wow. Somebody came in and bought everything that was available for sale, and then they just stepped back and went for coffee, because they know what's coming after this. Then they told their friend, and their friend went and did the same thing. And we know what's coming after this. These kind of pre-pump signals are telling. So GNO, which is a fantastic project, if it's moving ahead, and the timing of it could launch this to 10 times. These are the kind of things that could go 10 times. Whatever that was, GNT didn't excite me too much. I didn't even stop and really talk about it. Gridcoin Research, I have more of this than GNO, and it's not telling me great things on that time, that moment. Now here's another one that's okay. It's got a little bit of buying going on, but it's kind of late, and the other ones excite me much more. Library Credit had a bit of selling going on, and then some pretty steady buying, but not nearly as great and nowhere near as exciting as GNO. Now that one just took the cake, and it's hard to follow that up. But Lisk is doing a pretty good job. Wasn't a second after that, and it was only up from there. We're not seeing huge big buy candles comparatively to this one here, but I'm a big follower of Lisk and really believe in it. One of the few ICOs I actually bought into, and I still will be doing the video on what are my thoughts about ICOs and how I work with them. Litecoin surprisingly took an amazing dive and then has shown strength after that. I'm saying that amazingly because I think Litecoin is really going to go somewhere. Now, it might be coincidence, but look at the time of this. 9 o'clock in the morning. Is that 6 o'clock? Not 6 o'clock in the morning. There's a big surge in prices in MaidSafe. Nothing else has had this surge at 6 o'clock in the morning on this day. Then, right at 12 o'clock, there's the surge. A little bit of selling, then there's the surge. More buying taking off, and I'm thinking that MaidSafe will be on its way up sooner. But this is the one that I thought, wow, why was there buying going on here before the announcement was made about the no fork coming up? Those are the kind of things that the chart tells you that there may be insider trading. Nautilus coin, of course, is getting delisted from Poloniex, so it's not doing anything. NAV, right on the moment, absolutely took off. So this is something that if it was to retrace it back a bit and give a bottom formation, that would look great. This didn't take off at 12 o'clock and surge like I was just expecting. I haven't looked at this chart yet because when I got to MaidSafe coin, it made me want to start and do this video. I was expecting Neos coin to be one that really hit the bell, but no. Namecoin, I wasn't really expecting it here, but there's a big buying candle. That's pretty important. If it makes the formation, I've got to act on it. Now here's one that I think is also being delisted from Poloniex, so that, okay, whatever. I'm not following it now myself. NXC dove a little bit before the announcement and then immediately saw some buying. A big bunch of selling though too. So I like it. It's breaking higher. I just don't like it as much as the others. NXT, all right, yeah, NXT took a big surge right there at 12 o'clock all the way up. It's retracing a bit now, but we've got some big buying candles. So that one goes to the top 10 of the list. OMG really took off on the 2nd. So that is one of the top 5 now in my bad short-term memory. Omni is a little bit more volatile. It took off right at, no, that was before 12 o'clock. So not getting my vibes for people really believing in this project so much that at that minute that they weren't going to get double their Bitcoin, they thought, well, the first thing I'm going to put it into is Omni. That's not being told to me on the chart right here. And that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for right now, is that right at 12 o'clock, everybody in this project went and put their personal money into it. And I didn't see it so much from Pascal Coin. I don't like that. Pink, not so much. A little bit, but not so much. There's some other ones that really got much more attention. Pot Coin, no, it's a pump and dump coin. It's not a project that the people who are working on it, as soon as they could have a free Bitcoin, they put it right into this project. And there's a few of them that are really showing us that in the charts here. Rads could be one of them. Look at that. Right on the moment, those people put their money into it. Rep, I'm surprised. There it is too. What is this coin? RIC. I was expecting more from RIC on the moment. So that's not so good. SBD, I don't know anything about this coin. It did a big move here, but it doesn't follow. Okay, we were talking about Saya coin in the last video or something like that. And speaking of the last video, I've got to go back to that last video and copy it, paste it over to the random video searcher. Search for it. I have to actually push the button. 6 of them. Only 6 comments in the draw last time, so you could comment below this video. My friends are out in the living room making loud noises. So, how do I get hands on the software to calculate people's hidden? No win here, so let's do another one. Winner's the Angelo, but Angelo, you don't have a Litecoin address, so the draw is going to go over to the next video. 0.2 Litecoin to start with, and if your comment is awesome and a great question, it'll be 0.4 Litecoin. I'll double that. And I'm happy to do it because then I also send that same amount off to my newborn daughter's Litecoin address. This one's being delisted because it's being changed over. Steam, right at 12 o'clock. Like to see it. And it really surged up with some big candles of buying, and that's faded back a little bit. So if you missed that first wave and it makes a bit of a bottom formation, StorageX, I'm really bullish on this one. It didn't do what I thought it would right at 12 o'clock, but it's going up steadily. I have some hard drives earning it. And here we are with STR, and I expected this right at 12 o'clock. There's a lot of volume going on there, buying and buying and buying and buying, and up she goes. And I want to zoom out to the longer term charts, and I will do that. Stratus immediately took off. So all of these ones that immediately took off, I want more money into them. And the ones that are sort of not really taking off with this passion, I want to take my money out of them for now and put them into these ones that have the passion. The people who are making Stratus that is too immediate. That's not a robot. Otherwise they'd all get it. Syscoin, another one that got a big surge and another huge candle of buying here. Really great. You know what I would love to see is a real-time video feed of these buy and sell walls throughout that period of time over the last 24 hours, last 36 hours. That would be so awesome. I've always wanted to leave a computer just recording it, but it never stays working. VIA, right on the moment. There's another one. So if you're going through this video and you're making a check mark beside those ones that have the passion in the developers enough for them to put their money in that very second, this is a really good way to start knowing which of these bottom formations are probably going to do the 10 times first. I'm going to do another video. There's so many I think of doing. I get back there. On how to take profit on these markets. What are we looking at here? XBC didn't do a thing. That's the first one that just laid there flat and limp. Counterparty even took off. Somebody took a huge profit right there. They said, okay, I'm stepping out. But Counterparty even took off. Now this is I think is a good project. XEM. It's a different kind of mechanism for the coin, and I like it. XMR took off, a little bit of a dip down, just like Dash did, eh? And then steady, up she goes. So that's pretty impressive. I thought XMR, Dash, and those other ones were going to be going down just a few days ago. So one event and a few hours of time, and the charts changed completely, and you have to redo your evaluation. So when you're redoing your evaluation, you need to have a set of rules that you always work on. Ripple really immediately at the 12 o'clock, and then somebody stepped in with, I just can't even imagine how much money this was, and bought all of the Ripple that was available for sale. And again, they just went out for dinner because they know what's coming up in this. This is going to go 10 times. And in our private Discord group for the private community, that registration opens the 14th to the 18th of next week, the 4 days and 16 hours away. There will be a limited time where you can join our private group. And that's where I've been spending all my time doing all my videos. It takes up an enormous amount of time. I'm doing this study all the time, repeatedly, keeping track of where everything is. And so today we were talking about Ripple. And now you're watching this video. This is, to me, this is the news that the Ripple train is about to leave the station. And so the train has tooted its whistle more than one time, and the prices have got higher lows going on. Those kind of big buys and then the price settling back are some of the pre-pump patterns that, in hindsight, you will see them in the chart. And if you go back and look at January, February of 2017, there's tons of them that were occurring as the markets were getting ready to pump in March, April, May, and June. And of course, you may know, I think that they're going to pump much higher. XVC, I was expecting to see a bigger pump, right? When I was clicking on that to bring this chart up, I'm disappointed to see how small this move is compared to the pump that went on here. I don't know. I do own a little bit of it, but not much. 3-day chart. So ZEC, Zcash also had some buying right away. So those people that knew that Bitcoin wasn't going to fork, they immediately put their money into this. And then more people put their money in as this broke above this formation. What formation is this? I gotta zoom out and see the 1 month view. Would this be a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation breakout? Indeed it is. And I'm not the only one that watches for that formation. It's pretty common, but you've got to mix it with your risk control rules. ZRX. Takes me a long time to say that one. 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here from November 2nd to the 5th. And if we go into the 3-day chart, it immediately had a big pump going and some steady buying, like mechanized buying. As soon as there is anything available, they're just buying it. Is anything available, they're just buying it. Very interesting. I haven't really studied this one because it's not very long term, and it hasn't had a bottom formation yet for me to sink my teeth into until now. And there it is, the very little bottom formation. And so I would like to see that that's the 1 week view, back to the 1 month view. I'd like to see that this comes back now, retests some levels, messes around a bit, and then when it goes to break higher, then it's going to be really great. But I'd like to take some more time on that. What's Bitcoin doing? So on the announcement of the no fork, we got to brand new highs, enormous selling, huge volume going on there. Prices are slipping down. It still looks like a big head and shoulders top formation to me. And if it breaks down below these levels, there'll be hell to pay. I've already sold a whole bunch of my Bitcoin to cash, to fiat dollar, and I took a bunch of my Bitcoin that I had in my lending account and I bought into more alts with it just the other day. And that's turned out to be really, really great as all the alts are taking off. So there's a quick review all the way through. Now I like it because I have this video recorded of the specific times when these things happened. And so later, when 6 months from now, I think, what was I thinking there on that specific day? I can go back to these videos. You can go back to these videos. It's more important for me. And I can learn from my own mistakes, and I can learn from my own successes so that I'll do less of my mistakes and more of my successes. And again, no one won the Litecoin raffle draw today. So the next video, it's doubled. So add a comment below this video and you could be the winner, and it'll be 0.2 Litecoin. And if your comment's really good and a really great question that other people would like to know the answer to, what I think of it or what the answer might be, then I'll double the winnings on that. So thanks again for watching. My name is Doug. I'm the creator of digitalcurrencytraders.com and the book that is out, that's coming up soon. All my stories about how I did it, the cryptocurrency rags to riches, from zero Bitcoin to $200,000 worth of value in 867 days. Cheers for now. All the best in your crypto trading.